Welcome to today's Explainer. I'll be your financial architect today, and look, we're going to be laying down the absolute blueprint for a set-and-forget money machine. We are moving way beyond your basic savings account here. We're talking about constructing an ecosystem-level financial engine that just runs entirely in the background of your life. So let's just dive right into a foundational reality, okay? Human willpower is a completely finite resource. Manual saving? It almost always fails because it demands this exhausting, active decision from you every single payday. You've got competing priorities, you've got daily stress, decision fatigue. Life just inevitably gets in the way, right? Relying purely on sheer discipline to secure your financial future is honestly just a losing battle. Think about the difference for a second. Manual budgeting is like pushing a giant boulder uphill every day. It's a chore that totally depletes your willpower and introduces constant friction into your daily routine. Automated wealth architecture, on the other hand, is this beautifully frictionless background process. By building this architecture, we take the heavy lifting completely off your shoulders. You don't have to be perfect every day. The system just has to be built right once. So here's our game plan for today's Explainer. We'll start off with the willpower problem, then move into the wealth waterfall system. After that, we'll look at AI safe-to-save algorithms, cover the sweeper protocol, and wrap the whole shebang up with your step-by-step implementation guide.
All right, phase one, the willpower problem. Let's look at exactly why those old manual systems always seem to break down on us.
So why does willpower fail? Well, think about sudden retail sales, or, hitting up a dinner with friends where you suddenly find yourself splitting this massive bill. Or honestly, just the sheer friction of logging into a clunky bank portal every time you want to move some cash. And oh man, let's not forget subscription creep. You know those recurring charges for streaming services you completely forgot you even had? Just quietly draining your balance month after month? These everyday hurdles are exactly why we absolutely have to remove human error from the equation.
Moving on to part two, the wealth waterfall system. This is where we install our automated plumbing.
Now, understanding this sequential ecosystem is absolutely crucial. Think of it like literal plumbing. Money flows downstream automatically, completely filling up one financial bucket before spilling over into the next. Your cash routes first into an operations buffer, then straight into a high-yielding savings account. From there, it spills over into a high-match 401k, then a tax-advantaged Roth IRA, and finally, a taxable brokerage and your sinking funds. The best part? You never lift a single finger. The money just cascades exactly to where it serves you best.
Let's get into the specifics, starting with bucket number one. The magic number here is 1.5. You want to hold exactly 1.5 times your monthly expenses in your primary checking account. That's your operations buffer. Once that threshold is hit, all the extra cash just flows downstream. This makes sure your daily life is fully funded, completely wiping out that awful stress of trying to time your bills to your paychecks, but without leaving a ton of idle cash just sitting there earning zero interest.
So the second bucket catches that overflow, and the target here is 3 to 6, meaning 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting securely in a high-yield savings account. This is your emergency safety net. It gives you incredible peace of mind when life inevitably throws a curveball at you. And the exact moment this bucket is fully topped off, the automatic transfers switch direction and safely spill right over into bucket 3, which is your wealth-building investments.
Okay, on to part 3. AI Safe to Save. This is where we install the modern tech overlay of our financial smart home.
Safe to Save algorithms are these brilliant machine learning tools that analyze your cash flow in real time. Platforms like Overdrafts, for example, they monitor your upcoming income, your fixed bills, and your spending habits. Then they dynamically move safe micro amounts. We're talking maybe $3.50 on a Tuesday or $12 on a Thursday, straight into your savings. It all just happens silently in the background, continuously building your wealth while literally eliminating the risk of an overdraft. It's basically like having a tiny financial assistant working 24/7. You can even take this a step further and link your daily habits directly to your wealth. Rule-based tools let you set up these super cool behavioral triggers. Think of a guilt tax that automatically transfers $5 to savings every single time you order takeout. Or fitness incentives, right? Say moving $2 to a vacation fund when your wearable tracker hits 10,000 steps. But my personal favorite is for sure the Payray's auto capture. It automatically directs 50% of any salary increase straight into your investments before lifestyle inflation can even touch it. It's a real game changer.
Which brings us to part 4, the sweeper protocol. Let's talk about handling that end-of-month surplus.
So what exactly is a sweep? Well, instead of relying on fixed transfers at the start of the month, you set a rule to automatically transfer any remaining cash that's above your buffer, say anything over $1,000, into savings right before your next paycheck hits. It's this incredibly effective insider strategy because it seamlessly captures all that extra cash from your light spending months, but it doesn't choke your budget or make you feel restricted during heavier spending months.
Now, obviously, any automated pipeline needs some solid guardrails so it doesn't just burst, right? You absolutely need to install these essential safety controls. Set low balance alerts to trigger if your checking drops below, say, $500. Automate your credit cards to pay the full statement balance so you never ever pay a cent in interest. Keep a 10 to 20% overdraft cushion in your checking account at all times. And finally, schedule 2 biannual audit days, maybe January 1st and July 1st, just to review your transfer amounts and ruthlessly clear out any of that subscription creep we talked about earlier.
All right, finally, part 5, implementation. Let's put this blueprint into practice with a step-by-step guide.
Timing is literally the secret sauce to making this whole thing work. On day 0, boom, your paycheck lands in your primary account. On day 1, your Pay Yourself First transfers execute automatically. Then, between days 2 and 5, your fixed bills, like your rent and utilities, they just automatically drop. And here is the true beauty of this system. By day 6, whatever is left sitting in your checking account is completely unencumbered discretionary spending money. You can spend it entirely guilt-free because your past, your future, and your baseline present are already fully funded.
And hey, you can even mix and match open banking pipelines. You really don't have to keep all your eggs in one basket. Like use Ally or Capital One for their native goal buckets to easily separate out your emergency funds and your travel cash, or route your direct deposit through SoFi to maximize their high APY and paycheck split features. You could plug in Acorns to auto-invest spare change from your daily coffee runs, or Opportune for that dynamic AI micro-saving we discussed. You are the architect here. You build the exact system that fits your specific goals.
To quickly summarize this completely frictionless path to automated wealth, every single payday, money auto-transfers to your high-yield savings. Every month, you auto-invest in index funds. Every transaction grounds up your spare change. Every due date, fixed bills are auto-paid. And every year, your contributions auto-escalate. By setting up these rules just once, you build a rock-solid foundation that just grows silently in the background. Saving literally becomes the default outcome of your life rather than just an afterthought.
So, I want to leave you with one final thought. If your money is moving entirely on autopilot, what will you do with your time? Because architecting this automated ecosystem, it isn't about ignoring your money, not at all. It's about removing the friction from your day-to-day life and freeing up your highly valuable willpower so you can actually focus on your higher-level life goals. Set the rules, trust the pipeline, and let the system do the heavy lifting for you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today, and happy building.